Fitness is vital for sports person. I never take it for granted. My fitness mantra is healthy eating and daily exercise. Sometimes, as we're stumbling along in the dark, we hit something good.
Slowing down was how we remembered what we never wanted to forget. Thinking something does not make it true. Wanting something does not make it real.
If your absence doesn't bother them, then your presence never mattered to them in the first place. Turn your obstacles into opportunities and your problems into possibilities. Sometimes our light goes out, but is blown again into instant flame by an encounter with another human being.
A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. There is no wealth like knowledge, no poverty like ignorance. Once you bid farewell to discipline, you say goodbye to success.
Satan profits from the prayerlessness of the saints. Perhaps the logical conclusion of everyone looking the same is everyone thinking the same. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. To know the history of science is to recognize the mortality of any claim to universal truth.
One who has few must prepare against the enemy. One who has many makes the enemy prepare against him.
If stars needed the sky's permission to shine, the universe would be a very dark place. Your past is a place to learn and grow, not a place to live.
Opening up to the wrong person is like putting ammo in their hands.
The worst thing he told me is bitterness. People end up so bitter.
Memory can make a thing seem to have been much more than it was.
You can't just wish change. You have to live the change in order for it to become a reality. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight.
We can't avoid reasoning. We can only avoid doing it well. Success involves going to where others believe is too far. The truths that matter most to us come always half-spoken.
A thing may happen and be a total lie. Another thing may not happen and be truer than the truth. If we admit that human life can be ruled by reason, then all possibility of life is destroyed.
No crime is a means to an end. No crime can be rationalized.
Fierce language and pretentious advances are signs that the enemy is about to retreat. Free your mind from routine. Keep your brain somewhere else. When your intentions are pure, you don't lose people. They lose you.
If your life is worth thinking about, it is worth writing about. Success is defined in units of fun. It's all about being happy. It shocks me how I wish for what is lost and cannot come back.
We can only be said to be alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures.
I'd rather hear an ugly truth rather than an obscure lie.
Regrets are about decisions that you know you should have done different. To burn always with this hard gem-like flame, to maintain this ecstasy, is success in life.
Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without.
The abstraction of man gives rise to institutions that subsequently fail to function, for man is not abstract. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but gets you nowhere.
Everything has its beauty, but not everyone sees it.
You are all the colors in one, at full brightness. Success sometimes may be defined as a disaster put on hold. Qualified has to be. There is no fate which cannot be surmounted by scorn.
We cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand. Sometimes it takes a good fall to really know where you stand.
Don't only practice your art, but force your way into its secrets, for it and knowledge can raise men to the divine. The most important thing is this: be able at any moment to be free to choose a life that makes you happy.
Just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not happening. Winning isn't enough. The acme of all skill is to defeat your enemy before taking the field. We are all insects, groping towards something terrible or divine. The truth is not always beautiful, nor beautiful words the truth.
I guess sometimes you have to lie to find the truth. If you think life is magical or life is hard, either way you are right. Your thoughts are the source of reality.
The inner fire is the most important thing mankind possesses.
Receiving is good, but giving is much better. Nevertheless, sharing is the best. The ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Never put off for tomorrow what is meant for today. Tomorrow may never come.
A human being is part of a whole called by us the universe. Life would be unbearably dull if we had answers to all our questions.
Ah, nothing is too late, till the tired heart shall cease to palpitate. There would be no society if living together depended upon understanding each other. When you judge another, you do not define them, you define yourself.
It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped.
To be human is to be broken, and broken is its own kind of beautiful. But memory is like plaster. Peel it back, and you just might find a completely different picture.
Our moral economy went bankrupt long before our financial one.
You receive from the world what you give to the world. Life gave me lemons, then I met you and you had vodka. Now my life is a party.
I care for no man on earth, and no man on earth cares for me.
Weekends don't count unless you spend them doing something completely pointless. I just want to do something that matters, or be something that matters. I just want to matter. After all, a homeless man has reason to cry. Everything in the world is pointed against him. When you've tried everything and failed, try everything else and succeed.
Whatever is going to happen will happen, whether we worry or not. Never give up. Things that you keep dreaming about will happen one day. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better.
The worst thing about being lied to is knowing you weren't worth the truth. Unless we learn to know ourselves, we run the danger of destroying ourselves. We fall, we break, we fail, but then we rise, we heal, we overcome. Every time I plant a seed, he say, kill it before it grow. He say, kill it before they grow. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up.
The petty thief is imprisoned, but the big thief becomes a feudal lord.
Everything smaller than heaven bores us because only heaven is bigger than our hearts. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
I'm going to try speaking some reckless words, and I want you to try to listen recklessly. The way is to man, as rivers and lakes are to fish, the natural condition of life. Imagination is the highest form of research.
Energy and initiative count as much as talent and luck. The heart makes its choices without weighing the consequences. It doesn't look ahead to the lonely nights that follow.
There's no clarity, There was never meant to be clarity.
If you do not enjoy a moment, you lose it forever. If you enjoy it, it is yours forever. The problem with people is they forget that most of the time, it's the small things that count.
If you're treated like a puppet, find a new ball of string. Always blow your own trumpet. Blowing someone else's is unhygienic.
Truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a time, but it ain't going away. What I'm looking for is not out there, it is in me. The greatest mystery the universe offers is not life, size. Be faithful to that which exists within yourself. He's not your Prince Charming if he doesn't make sure you know that you're his princess.
It is more important to be of pure intention than of perfect action.
Wisdom is the reward for surviving our own stupidity. Don't ruin a good today by thinking about a bad yesterday. Let it go. Upon my word, I think the truth is the hardest missile one can be pelted. If you live for people's acceptance, you will die from their rejection.
Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Remember, if you play small, you stay small. As long as you can use your hands, the world is your oyster.
I don't need it to be easy, I need it to be worth it.
If at first you don't succeed, remove all evidence you ever tried.
I always make sure that the world will prove me right. It gives me the freedom to contradict myself. Action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. When a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. Truth is not as pompous and romantic as myth, but it has the immeasurable value of being the truth. When you are present in gratitude, you can't be anywhere else. No matter how slow the truth moves, it will surely reach its destination.
At times, even a 90% compatibility rate ends in a breakup.
No life is a waste, the Blue Man said. The only time we waste is the time we spend thinking we're alone. It's your life. You don't need someone's permission to live the life you want. Be brave to live from your heart. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Like all dreamers, I confuse disenchantment with truth.
Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor.
To buy a cake, to howl at the moon, to know true happiness, I am happy. Never let doubt guide your life's compass. As shadows fade once hope is found. There is no greatness where there is not simplicity, goodness, and truth. In the beginner's mind there are many possibilities, but in the expert's there are few. The end may justify the means as long as there is something that justifies the end. One can be the master of what one does, but never of what one feels. Though all men be equally frail before the world, the differences between them are terrifying. If you don't let go of the wrong people, you'll never meet the right people.
The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate.
The only thing that makes life possible is permanent, intolerable uncertainty, not knowing what comes next. Understanding is a three-edged sword, your side, their side, and the truth. Do not let your grand ambitions stand in the way of small but meaningful accomplishments. The universe may not always play fair, but at least it's got a hell of a sense of humor. Don't be afraid of death. Be afraid of an unlived life. You don't have to live forever. You just have to live. Knowledge planted in truth grows in truth. Strength born of peace loses nothing to hate. The planet was being destroyed by manufacturing processes, and what was being manufactured was lousy, by and large. Be selfish with your time. A lot of people don't deserve it.
True goodness springs from a man's own heart. All men are born good.
Where there is anger, there is always pain underneath. You can't always judge people by the things they've done. You gotta judge them by what they are doing now.
Vote for the man who promises least. He'll be the least disappointing. We need to renew ourselves often. Even temples need renovation.
It is a fool's prerogative to utter truths that no one else will speak. Science is not only compatible with spirituality, it is a profound source of spirituality.
Birth is not the beginning. Death is not the end. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year.
If we didn't fear the truths we didn't hear, we'd lose the need to fear the ones we did. Go ahead and believe that no one shines brighter than you. Become amazing and be happy. People always say life is too short for regrets, but the truth is it's too long. Few among men are they who cross to the further shore. The others merely run up and down the bank on this side. Berterima kasihlah pada segala yang memberi kehidupan. The perfect man of old looked after himself first before looking to help others. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time.
Pretend inferiority and encourage his arrogance. What the caterpillar calls the end, the rest of the world calls a butterfly.
Regret is mostly caused by not having done anything. If your desire is for good, the people will be good.
You become mature when you become the authority of your own life. For a word to be spoken, there must be silence, before and after.
A life of sacrifice is the pinnacle of art and is full of true joy.
If their forces are substantial, prepare for them. If their forces are strong, avoid them. Every beginning has an end, and every end is a new beginning. At the heart of nature's mystery lies another mystery.
You have to fight through some bad days to learn the best days of your life. I wonder how many people don't get the one they want, but end up with the one they're supposed to be with.
The snow goose need not bathe to make itself white. Neither need you do anything but be yourself. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle.
You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself. We have now sunk to a depth at which restatement of the obvious is the first duty of intelligent men.
Maybe other people will try to limit me, but I don't limit myself.
And I remembered something else that makes us human. Faith, the only weapon in our arsenal to battle doubt. You pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. That's a part of it. You're always with yourself, so you might as well enjoy the company. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. When we least expect it, a new door opens on its own to take us where we belong. Courage and perseverance have a magical talisman, before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. The question is not how to get cured, but how to live.
I believe in looking reality straight in the eye and denying it. First learn to become invincible, then wait for your enemy's moment of vulnerability. The man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both right.
You know me better than you think. You know, and you shall know me better yet. The torch of doubt and chaos, this is what the sage steers by. I'm sure the universe is full of intelligent life. It's just been too intelligent to come here.
I believe in spectacles, but I think eyes necessary too.
We can regard our life as a uselessly disturbing episode in the blissful repose of nothingness. I must be a mermaid, Rango. I have no fear of depths and a great fear of shallow living.
To understand the limitation of things, desire them. All is mystery, but he is a slave who will not struggle to penetrate the dark veil.
Plant your tiny seeds and keep watering them every day. Soon they'll grow.
Patience is the only way you can endure the gray periods.
Every man should lose a battle in his youth, so he does not lose a war when he is old. Don't be afraid of criticism. The tallest trees are always confronted by the strongest winds. What you believe you can receive, if you doubt it, you will do without it. A great many people always think they are thinking when they are merely rearranging their prejudices.
What you do is what matters, not what you think or say or plan.
That's the problem with life. You never get enough time to stare at your ceiling and try to figure out what's going on. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. Impossible things are really rough to do, you know. To know how much there is to know is the beginning of learning to live.
Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. You grow mentally weak when your life is too comfortable. It can only take a moment to waste the rest of your life.
Here's to freedom, cheers to art, here's to having an excellent adventure, and may the stopping never start. Accept yourself, flaws, quirks, talents, secret thoughts, all of it, and experience true liberation. Wisdom is the oneness of mind that guides and permeates all things. If you start with nothing and end up with nothing, there's nothing lost. Life is short. If you doubt me, ask a butterfly. Their average lifespan is a mere 5 to 14 days. If people make fun of you, that probably means you're doing something right.
Agitate him and ascertain the pattern of his movement. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize.
It is not uncommon for people to spend their whole life waiting to start living.
If you derive joy in destroying others, you won't go far in life.
I would rather make mistakes in kindness and compassion than work miracles in unkindness and hardness.
The whole house seemed to exhale a melancholy breath of emptiness.
Books are mirrors. You only see in them what you already have inside you. A celibate clergy is an especially good idea because it tends to suppress any hereditary propensity toward fanaticism. People don't like to think. If one thinks, one must reach conclusions. Conclusions are not always pleasant. Facing it, always facing it, that's the way to get through. Face it. The harder you work, the luckier you will get.
When you are ignorant of the enemy, but know yourself, your chances of winning or losing are equal.
Life isn't fair, but it's still good. Participate in your own dreams. Don't just say what you want or complain about what you don't have. I was saying the right things, but not the really true things. If you want to be happy, do not dwell in the past. Do not worry about the future. Focus on living fully in the present. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible.
The greatest step towards a life of simplicity is to learn to let go.
You think intelligence and grit can succeed by themselves, but I'm telling you that's a pretty illusion. What you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create.
Fear not the path of truth, for the lack of people walking on it. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter.
A man travels the world over, in search of what he needs, and returns home to find it. The windows of my soul I throw wide open to the sun. It was like the beginning of life and laughter. It was the real meaning of the sun.
If I had it all to do again, there would be more bodies.
We hold the future still timidly, but perceive it for the first time as a function of our own action. I had learned that when you want something really good for you, you must work hard for it, or you must pay for it. Be proud. You survived the days you thought you couldn't. No matter how much suffering you went through, you never wanted to let go of those memories.
Stay quiet about your goals. Soon your results will do all the talking.
Time deals gently only with those who take it gently. Faith is not like a raincoat, only to be worn on drizzly days. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. I never expect a perfect work from an imperfect man. You only have to do a very few things right in your life, so long as you don't do too many things wrong.
It is error alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself.
One who makes himself a worm cannot complain afterwards if people step on him.
The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. Truth is neither objectivity nor the balanced view. Truth is a selfless subjectivity.
Losing your life is not the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing is to lose your reason for living.
Wake up with determination. Go to bed with satisfaction.
Quietly endure, silently suffer, and patiently wait.
Adversity discourages losers. Adversity inspires winners.
The height of strategy is to attack your opponent's strategy. Virtuous people often revenge themselves for the constraints to which they submit by the boredom which they inspire. Therefore, a victorious army first wins and then seeks battle. A defeated army first battles and then seeks victory.
You know you made it when your friends tell their friends that you are their friend. Small good decisions will lead you to the glorious path of success. Appreciate the moment of a first kiss. It may be the last time you own your heart.
It's never overreacting to ask for what you want and need.
We swallowed the chaos because we knew we didn't want to be ordinary.
It is important that we forgive ourselves for making mistakes. We need to learn from our errors and move on. A true friend doesn't have guts. They beat you up and later plead with you to beat them back. Real courage lies in being able to believe in yourself enough to try again tomorrow, even after a tough day.
You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.
Be a surfer, watch the ocean, figure out where the big waves are breaking and adjust accordingly. Feelings are real. They often become one's reality, but they are not always based on truth. We hunt the flame, the light in the darkness, the good this world deserves.
Become braver, stronger, wiser, kinder, and you will become better.
Victories that come cheap are cheap. Those only which are worth having come as the result of hard fighting.
Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
There are no classes in life for beginners. Right away, you're always asked to deal with what is most difficult. Dream your dream and realize that you are more than just the dreamer. You are the point of origin for its reality.
Nature's pleased with simplicity, and nature is no dummy.
Life is something that happens when you can't get to sleep. Life is a magical journey, so travel endlessly to unfold its profound and heart-touching beauty.
If you want to lead them, you must place yourself behind them.
Summer is for surrendering, winter is for wondering.
Do not let the roles you play in life make you forget who you are. Small circle, private life, and peaceful mind. Life is an essay you yourself have to write, start to finish.
An item is only worth what someone is willing to pay for.
Be patient when becoming someone you haven't been before.
We never know which lives we influence or when or why.
Great things are done by a series of small things brought together.
On the whole, human beings want to be good, but not too good, and not quite all the time.
I live in my own little world, but it's okay. They know me here.
Status will get you nowhere. Only an open heart will allow you to float equally between everyone. So early in my life, I had learned that if you want something, you had better make some noise.
Celebrate true friends. They are a part of you that always sparkles.
We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change.
Great results can be achieved with small forces.
Sometimes I can hear my bones straining under the weight of all the lives I'm not living. We're not words, Henry, we're people. Words are how others define us, but we can define ourselves any way we choose.
A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions.
The life of the enemy. Whoever lives for the sake of combating an enemy has an interest in the enemy's staying alive.